Well, hello there, humans, bees, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it. So welcome back to the channel, I'm Bushkin. Today we're going to talk about aiming. Doing your best to hit the target. And I'm going to talk about this with regards to a few things. I'm going to give you some tips, some tricks, some pointers. But I want to basically give you an idea on how to aim better. Or aim in... Let's stop missing as a whole. I think that's important. And the big thing I want to really focus on is bolt actions, but I am going to talk about ARs as well, and spraying as well. I use a lot of bolt actions, mainly because, for the most part, I find that, well, look, here's the creed for it. If you're playing solos, bolt actions are incredibly effective. If you're in a solo squad mode, they are less so. And if you're in a squad, then bolt actions are a very viable option. But the reason they're so effective is a big part of what I really want to talk about today, and that's aiming for headshots. My misses, as you'll see often and often and often, are high. My misses are high. There's two things behind this, and this is a theory that I have. People don't respond to shots that miss as much. Now, you see that guy hit him? Watch him Barney around there. He's made a mistake as to where he thinks that shot's coming from. As a car goes past, and I get a headshot on him. People don't really respond to a miss shot with the same amount of alacrity as they do a headshot. And if you set your shots up correctly, then even with a level 3 helmet, a headshot sets up a kill, because all you got to do is hit, there's the headshot, and there's a quick snap body shot, and that target goes down. That was the first shot I took on that target, was that headshot. Headshots set up kills. But body shots tend to set up quick reactions from people who are good players, and they duck back into cover very, very fast. Headshots don't give them that opportunity. And they also set up, like, you're going to see there's a target down there I saw on the way into that guy that I knocked and killed. There's the that I killed, sorry, with that headshot body shot combo. I'm getting a little bit off track here, but you see that's a level 3 helmet, so the headshot doesn't work. This guy's got a level 2 helmet. We miss, but the first shot that we hit with is a headshot. I mean, if we hit that guy with a body shot, he would start running around all over the place. Maybe you go to ground, you don't know, but the first shot is a headshot. So the headshot, if he peeks once and doesn't pull back, and you go for that headshot again very quickly, a double headshot will clear anyone, like with a Kar98 M24. So I love rolling these kind of guns. And my point here is, if you're going to miss high, right? There'll be certain situations which I will outline, like if someone's in a zone, if you're clearing a target, all that kind of thing, where you really want to hit anywhere is a good shot. ARs... Look, ARs, you want headshots as well, but it's not as important. And I want to address something here. The biggest issue with spray players in ARs is not that they don't aim, it's that the setup, people mistake spray as the skill. It's important to be good at recoil control, but the biggest part of recoil control is setting up your weapon correctly with your sensitivity settings. I'll leave a link for a video on my sensitivity settings, the perfect sensitivity settings here. I've done a lot of sensitivity settings work, but if you are running ARs and you're looking to be better at aiming and spraying, a lot of using ARs is predicting. I see all the time people running 6x scope sprays that just don't kill me. I very, very rarely get killed unless it's a hacker or a cheater who has like auto no recoil stuff on by long distance sprays, because you just don't give people the opportunity. Once you get hit, if you're any kind of player, you're just going to start moving. You're immediately going to start moving, and not sitting still is a big part of not getting hit. All right, so let's move on with that. So AR's sensitivity settings is way more important than anything else. Like, you just want to hit targets with sprays. Sensitivity settings is where it's at. Also, the equipment you run on your weapons. Now, I've done videos on attachments, and if you are not paying attention to those and you think you know what the best attachment is, maybe go and have a look at some of the videos I've done where I've actually tested everything, and you'll come up with some surprising results. And it'll oftentimes, like with the Beryl M762, I've had the best results with an angle grip, which a lot of people don't subscribe to because they only watch PC videos, and in PC, it's always like a vertical foregrip, but yeah, there you go. So let's get back to aiming and improving your aim. A couple of tricks that you might not know about. I've done videos on this before, but if you've got a 4x scope and you've got an AR and you're single tap firing, you always want to space it out halfway between the middle of the reticle and the first solid red line on the left side of the reticle. The other thing is, if we talk about headshots, we talk about setting headshots up. So much of that is getting the first shot from stealth. If you start firing at someone and it's a bad shot, you're never going to get... You've got to predict as well. Like, even with a holographic sight, if you have a set path and you know where people have to go, then you can lead a shot really, really carefully. So if you don't fire and someone's like running into a zone or they're in a window downstairs, holographic sight, I know that guy has to go out the doorway, so I get a shot on the doorway. It's not hard. You've got to start using your brain when you aim. Don't just see a target and fire the gun off. Actually have an idea on where the target's going to come from or where they're going to be coming in from, and know which weapon they've got. So you don't worry too much when you've got a level 3 helmet peeking someone like that up there who is in fact not got a... I think that's like a Mini 14. I mean, he's hit me in the guts, and that's just not enough. And until I get a second hit from him, I'm not going to do anything that endangers me. I can just keep peeking that all day long. Know what's shooting at you as well, and it gives you the opportunity to constantly reset your aim. So where were we? Yeah. Okay, let's talk about... I really want to talk about this. With bolt actions particularly, a lot of people don't run them. A lot of people have fallen for this AR meta. Look, that target up there, if you're shooting at that with an AR, you're not going to do any good to it at all, right? You're just not going to do any good to it at all. There is a tiny little slither there that will give you an opportunity to hit, and you're only going to get to hit it once, because once you hit someone on top of a building like that, they are going to go ham getting away from the thing. So you get that headshot, it's catastrophic, right? You've also got to work for your shots. You have to put effort in to improve your position. I had shots at a guy down here on the right. I didn't take them because it was such a bad shot. And I waited to see if he would rotate around the rest of the compound. There was a real sense with me that when I started doing this, that it's a bit like being a craftsman. You can take every shot in the book, but if you wait, eventually people will show up, and then you work the numbers so that you get that perfect shot. And it means taking your time. It means absolutely waiting for that opportunity. There you go. I mean, you can't be any clearer than that. If you want to hit more shots, you've got to make sure that the first shot you take is a good shot. Something else. We talked about missing high, but you've got to be able to realize that a lot of the shots you take are not going to hit, especially if you're using a bolt action sniper rifle. Like, so many of the shots you take are not going to hit. The important thing when you've got a target like in the blue like that is to actually keep the pressure on, okay? You need to get body shots in the blue. Headshots are perfect, but body shots will do it. And you need to get much better at using sniper rifles on moving targets. To do that, you can go to the range. The range is an excellent way of improving your gunplay. I saw a video by Uneven from Cloud9 the other day, which shows a lot of the ways he practices. And he uses the targets on the range extensively. And he's a very good player. And if you talk to any of the pros, like, there's a great tool for you to get better at sniping in close quarters there. Just go and grab a gun, get a scope on it, and start shooting at targets on the range. And you'll note how you've got to get good enough so that you're not just sitting still with your shots. If no one's aiming at you, then you can stop moving, and that's great if you're pretty comfortable with that. But for the most part, you can see I am always in motion with these shots. The AWM here's another guy in the blue. I'm just going for body shots. All you need is body shots in the blue, because the blue is already doing so much damage. You want to let it do its job for you, right? So one of the huge parts about guns like the Mark 14 and the AWM is that they have massively high damage numbers for their class. The Mark 14 is the highest damage DMR. The AWM is the highest damage sniper rifle. So if you get good at actually missing high, so that you get to the point where your miss is a near kill, that's how you got to think about it, then those guns become even more valuable in the gameplay, in the meta. The idea that your bad shot is no damage is something you've got to get out of your mind. You want to basically take the option of healing away from... That's a miss, right? But it's a miss because I'm trying to hit headshots. I'm not going for the easy body shot. The miss that you want is the miss that would have been a kill shot if it had been just a little bit closer. And AWMs are great like that because even when you miss with an AWM, you're going to do massive damage. And I guess the thing that I want you to take away from this video is you've got to be willing to miss some of these shots to get better at getting these headshots, and you've got to practice it, because if you don't, you won't hit shots like that to win chicken dinners. You'll just end up getting body shots. They'll go back behind, they reheal, you go back, you rinse and you repeat again and again and again and again and again. Hit the helmet, break the helmet, win the game. I'm Bushka. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Until next time, look after yourselves and stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.